Okay, we're tying a Langtry Stone here, and Chris is probably going to be harassing me as we go through here. Langtry Stone, when I tied these on my own, I did not put a tail on them. When I tied them for Wayne Doughton, he wanted a tail, using elk as the tail. Putting the tail on these is a little bit dicey. When you're tying this on, you don't want to tie it down too tightly initially because it will flare and it will make your life much more complicated. See how that's kind of loose there? Try to gather that tail together and then gently snug that down as you get towards the rear. And again, if I cinch down on that thread, it's going to... You don't really want it to, so just don't. Judge, I think it was Virgil Langtry, lived in the Salem area, and he developed this pattern for the Deschutes, the golden stones. Now, you saw that slip around there? That should be an outtake. So I'm going to cinch it down here a little bit more in the front, but I'm not going to cinch it down hard right at the rear. There we go. Chris doesn't, ah! There goes my rib. Initially, we did not put a rib on these. We did not counter wrap these, but we're going to now. This fly was around before the Stimulator was around. And it does not use the grizzly hackle in the front. And originally we used, this is a whiting neck cape hackle. Originally,
Keo,
yes. You know, back in the 60s, there was a sofa pillow, and then there was, for people who knew about them, there was the Langtry Stone. And this, for the golden stones, when they're out and about, this is really a good fly. We used to use baby yellow Antron yarn that we would twist tightly in a rope, and in theory, by twisting it, you added segmentation to the body. What I'm doing is I'm counter wrapping this hackle, and notice the wire doesn't mash down any of those feathers at all. And now I will trim that out of the back there very carefully. So it turns out that this fly is just far more effective when the golden stones are out on the Deschutes as opposed to the giant salmon flies. One of the tricky issues we're up against here is how much wing. You put too much on, it's too bulky. The other issue, now I always trim the butts of the hair before I tie them in. And you notice I've got a good quarter of the hook, maybe a third. This is tricky. You don't cinch it down too hard, but you try to keep it from rolling. And it's been so many years since I've tied a lot of these. I don't know if I'm going to get this right or not.
beautiful, beautiful.
I got lucky. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring it forward, and I'm putting a little cement up here. It is tied in tightly, firmly here, but not tightly, because if you cinch down back there, it's going to poof right out. So we're going to put on a neck hackle here. And we're going to tie that in, and I'm going to have some tie-in insurance. I've had a little bit of trouble this morning with my technique. And we're going to use a contrasting orange at the head of this fly. And we want to have a nice taper here. Again, we're fairly loose in the back, coming forward. This was a very, very popular fly. Just, you know, the stimulators and the Normwoods have just kind of taken over, but try going back to this one because it's
got a great color.
It's very good. And you know what, you can tie these in much smaller sizes with a yellow head for the little yellow stonefly as well. See how nice that hackle was to tie with?
I like the hackle's color for the golden because they have kind of an orangey gold when they're flying.
See this? Normally I would just toss it over my shoulder, but this might be worth about $6 now, so save every scrap you have. So I'm going to pull those hackles back out of the way. And this Pearsall's thread is nice stuff. Nice color to accent this fly. There you go. Langtry Stonefly.